back with the Tulsa Sound Podcast again, folks.
That's right.
We've got a whole new show for you tonight, and we are so glad you're here. My name is Mr. Eric. I am one of the hosts, and this is Oscar Padron.
Yes.
He's another one of the hosts.
I am Oscar Padron, and welcome to the Tulsa Sound Podcast.
Thank you guys so much.
We have an exciting show for
Boy,
you
don't
tonight.
we have something that's so new and exciting. It's new and exciting, and here's why. You see, our new studio the whole concept of the new studio was to be able to have live bands come and perform. And tonight...
Say what? Live
Say
band?
what? Well, tonight we have a great group performing with us. Grass Crack, Tulsa's
All right, in the
premier
studio.
crazy whacked out bluegrass band. You're going to love these guys, and they've got some really good stuff for us tonight. I know we're going to be talking with them here after a bit. Gee, Oscar, how's it been?
Hey, it's been going good, Mr. Eric.
Man, it got cool this week, huh?
Well, it's that time of year. We're all getting excited.
You know, everybody in television and podcasting, for that matter, we have to talk about weather. I don't know why. It's just in the contract, but there we have it. So anyway, yes, it kind of turned into fall this week, and that's a really cool thing.
Fall has arrived to Tulsa.
Fall has arrived, and maybe winter by the time that this program is out next week, right? Right, Frisbee?
That's right.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, okay,
Yes,
okay.
it is.
And we are really working our dickens off to make sure that we are getting out new and updated episodes now. You know, we took a couple of months off. We got the new studio going. Now I've got no excuses, so we are here tonight to have a super show.
That's right. And tonight, the theme of the show is bluegrass.
It is?
It
That's
is.
That's great because
Tonight's
we had a
theme is
bluegrass band.
It's Bluegrass Night on the Tulsa Sound
Well,
Podcast.
that is super. And you know, if there is a type of sound that is northeast Oklahoma or southeast Arkansas, northwest Arkansas, and I get...
He's having a senior moment.
I'm having
It's
one.
all right.
Well, thank you. Okay. But the fact is that this is a type of music that is very ingrained here in this part of the country.
It's
I know-
American roots music.
That's right. You know, years ago I played at Dog Patch, and one of my postseason gigs was the bluegrass group, and we had a great time. It was a fun thing to learn how to do and to do, and it's fun music. It's just fun music, even though it is filled with lots of songs of tragedy, heartbreak, and despair.
Well, there's where bluegrass to me is very similar to opera.
Yeah.
Somebody always dies in the second act of any opera.
You right,
And
right,
in
man.
bluegrass, the second verse, someone's getting their heart broken or murdered.
Well, it is roots music, and you know it's known for its unique blend of traditional music from Appalachians and from other places, but it is a very influenced music. One of the defining features of bluegrass, of course, is its acoustic stringed instruments, and that includes banjo, guitar, fiddle, mandolin, upright bass. In fact, some other crazy instruments that we may be seeing later tonight. It is both foot tapping and soulful.
Oh, yeah, it's an upbeat sound, that's definitely soulful and foot tapping.
Soulful. It makes my foot tap. My foot will tap. Your foot will tap. We're going to be tapping some feet here in just a few moments. When we come back, we will be talking with our friends with Grass Crack, and then we're going to have a small performance from them this evening. So please stick around, and don't forget, we are the Tulsa Sound Podcast. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Stick around.
Right back. Sticks.
Well, I'm terribly frightened by the problem with LSD. I think there's been a great deal of misinformation by those who seem to see no harm in it. But as a parent and as a citizen, and certainly now in this position, I am greatly concerned. There is nothing smart, there is nothing grown up or sophisticated in taking an LSD trip at all. They're just being complete fools. Anyone that would engage in this or indulge in this is just a plain fool.
And we are back.
We are back with the Tulsa Sound Podcast.
Hi.
I'm Oscar Padron, and joining me is the Pope of Eaton Square, the maniac of Memorial Drive. He's the excommunicated Pope of Eaton Square.
You said that. Hi, I'm Mr. Eric.
This is Mr. Eric.
How are y'all doing tonight? We're here with the Tulsa Sound Podcast, and we have our very special friends on the set this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Grass Crack.
All right, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Oscar.
Glad you're here. Glad you guys are here.
So, fellas, how does it feel being here at the top of the Williams Tower in downtown Tulsa?
It's high. It's a little scary up here. I don't
Okay,
know.
well, all right.
Very
Nathan,
exciting.
could you
Very
mind
exciting.
introducing yourself, Nathan, and tell the folks at home who you are and what you do.
Hey, Oscar. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man.
I'm Nathan Gray, and we're Grass Crack. We play bluegrass music. We've been together about 14, 15 years.
Most
Doing it
excellent.
here in Tulsa, yeah.
Who's sitting in these chairs?
This is Colt, our banjo player, and this is Mr. Matthew Skelton, our bass player.
There we go. Well, welcome tonight to
All
the
right,
Tulsa
welcome,
Sound
welcome indeed.
Podcast. So, tell us a little bit about Grass Crack, other than just the basics. I know that we've got somebody who's not here tonight.
Well, we're missing two. Altogether there's 6 of us.
Okay.
And we're missing our fiddler and our guitar player.
I see.
But,
Okay.
we keep trucking.
Well, that's cool. You want to mention their names by any chance?
Sure. So we got our guitar player, Mr. Dan Riffe,
Dan.
and
Yeah.
And Gary Sizemore, our fiddler, who's
Okay.
one of the best in Oklahoma, I tell you.
Wow. Well, there we have it. Well, and I work on Dan's guitar every once in a while. So I've known him for a while. He's from the old punk rock world.
Indeed, he is.
Yeah. So, you say you guys have been doing this for about 12 years?
A little more than that. We started playing. Our first gig as Grass Crack was in 2009. So really, like 15, I think. 14.
Okay. Cool.
But this past renaissance, this past 10 years, more like 8 to 10 years,
Yeah.
has been the strongest after
Cool.
meeting Colt and kind of having a change up of lineup, and we've rebuilt ourselves stronger and tighter than ever before.
Excellent. Excellent move. Well, where are some of the places that you guys play around Tulsa?
We just had
around
one
that area?
in Mercury Lounge. We had a good
Okay.
one there, and we played the Shrine a bunch.
Yeah.
And the Old Colony.
Old Colony.
And we'd like to get up to Canes. Haven't had a Canes set yet.
Oh,
Nobody's
well,
up there, but I'm gonna put that.
Gonna
up
have to
there.
work on that.
Play a lot of festivals too. We did the Bushy Head Farm Festival.
Oh, Bushy
All
Head.
right, shout out to
Yeah,
Todd and Monica, our
Yes,
friends.
we are friends
Yeah.
with the Bushies. Yeah, though.
Yeah, how was Bushy Head this
A
year?
blast. It was our first time playing it. It was beautiful.
I'm gonna have you
Alright.
talking that much.
Good weather for Bushy Head this year.
It was great. It was wonderful weather.
Yeah, I had my shoes off the whole entire time.
All right.
It's great up there. Ruben and I went last year, and this year we were busy, but man, it was great. We
Yeah.
sure do love those folks.
Well, and they were on the show last year after the show, and so they came and gave us a lot of really unique insights to that festival, and it sounds like a fun blast. So did you guys have great response up there?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
That's,
we did.
that's very good.
It's a hippie fest. Hippies like bluegrass music.
Well, there you go.
People were writing Nathan love letters.
Oh,
We're finding notes in the tips.
What was that guy's
All kinds
name?
of things.
What was that guy's
makes so laugh. I'm gonna call.
So the name Grass Crack, fellas, where does it come from?
Well, it's at first glance it's cheeky because it sounds like ass crack. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, it does.
You didn't know
I didn't notice.
So
I'm guilty. I'm one of
that's
those
the
guys.
first with Tundra.
I have public ass crack.
The second Tundra is the drug reference. I don't know
Okay.
if you knew about those. Either.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Grass, and there's this stuff called
vaguely.
crack.
Drug
It's
reference.
bad, but it's highly addictive. So then you get, which brings in our third Tundra, which is like that grass music is like a crack, or that our
Ah, yeah. And
so
Sure
the
can
triple
be
Tundra
addictive.
name.
well, I know a couple of years ago, I went to San Diego and I put a number of your stickers out on telephone poles and stuff down around the Grand Prix downtown. And I also put some Sasstone stickers out.
Good.
And when I came back 2 years later, the Grass Crack stickers were still there. So you represented down there in the SD down there. But anyway, so I know that, a lot of times bluegrass is kind of fixated on, this old, well, I hate to say it, but the Silver Dollar City thing. But really in the last 20 years, it's really come of its own. Dave Grisman kind of reinvented Vidal. Yeah, he opened up so many things. He brought so many different musicians in, and Now there's a
Yeah, Grisman played the Canes when he was here last.
Wow.
yeah.
That was a great night.
And then when I think about how, back in the late 70s, early 80s, it was almost an underground music. I mean, honestly, it was. You wouldn't even. I hate to say it like this, but you wouldn't even hear it on Hee Haw. It was its own little thing. And when I first started being around bluegrass players, I learned something, and that is that, unlike being in a rock band or even in being in a blues or soul band, it's literally not about those trappings. It's truly about we're doing this highly articulated style of playing, and we're doing it to the best of our abilities. If there's show, it's coming off our fingers, and that's a very cool thing, very honest thing, and so. A lot of respect, a lot of props for that, for sure.
It always seemed to me like an elevated art form for true music aficionados that just wanted to practice their craft.
Damn. Okay.
As an outside person, just observing bluegrass and the people that attend the festivals. I mean, these are diehard music fans, and believe it or not, the people they record live bluegrass events, and people do analyze and listen to them for months afterwards and can recite what you guys played, your set, and have analyzed it maybe 100 times before the next year when you run back into them. And these are super fans. Yeah. And the guys that tape bluegrass events, the tapers out there, they really know. They watch the evolutions of all these bands. But more importantly, they're keeping a historical record of what's happening. And the bluegrass music scene's always been something that's inspired every other festival genre that's come since 1960. I mean, without the original bluegrass festivals, there'd be no Fish festivals or Grateful Dead hippie festivals or any of this stuff. The Grateful Dead's scene was all modeled after bluegrass festivals.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, and the band to a lesser extent, but kind of the same thing too, especially when you get into the Levon Helm track of the band. I mean, and being an Arkansas musician, he fell through. He supported a lot of that and helped out a lot of folks over the years. And so it's a very interesting thing. So we noticed that you're playing the ukulele. Wait, that's not a ukulele. No. Well, tell us about your unique instrument, sir.
Well, it's a cavaquinho. It's a Brazilian instrument, and both of them came from the Portuguese sailors, as I think you said.
Okay.
Before, but in Brazil, it took kind of a different life than it did in the South Pacific, where it stayed softer and more like a ukulele with the nylon strings. The cavaquinho has steel strings. It's built more like a guitar reinforced with fiberglass reinforcement.
You're kind of covering the mandolin part with it.
Yeah, it's the chuck of the boom chuck.
The chuck of the boom chuck. Yeah.
He's the boom, I'm the chuck.
I'm down with the boom chuck. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. What they do is great with my fingers. We're just rhythm, and I sing the songs and point to them.
Yeah.
And they're good.
And you get to wear crazy claw nails. We were talking about that when they were getting their instruments out. I'm like, man, you need one of those claw things with like a roach clip built in it, man. But anyway, so looking on into the future for Grass Crack, what does that look like?
We got to do more stuff like this, more videos, more getting together and doing shows like this, and so that's part of the next year's plan, and recording more music. We have another album.
Tell us about the recording and stuff.
Well, the one that we have that's out now, and it's on all major platforms. I mean, you can look it up if you're doing a TikTok or if you're doing Instagram stories. You can have our music in your stuff.
Oh, nice. So you guys are on Instagram.
Absolutely.
How can
at
you
Grass Crack the Band?
At Grass Crack the Band, and include the band in that search.
Otherwise, you will get the other Grass Crack.
That's the other one.
And who are those guys?
They got it first, man. I don't know.
It's a South African.
I searched
boy band. Is that it?
I searched Grass Crack last night on Instagram, and all it led me to was an OnlyFans of this big girl from Alabama.
Oh yeah.
It said in her bio. Pronouns fee fi fo fum.
Are you guys getting each other Christmas presents?
Well, maybe after the New Year's, we'll see how things go.
Cool. Well, that's cool. It's good to meet new people.
So Grass Crack the Band on Instagram. Excellent.
Human algorithm.
You guys playing anywhere soon?
Well, our next thing is one of the most fun things to play in Tulsa is the Tunes at Noon at Church
yeah,
Studio.
Oh, at the church.
Yeah,
Yes,
so it'll be our second
wonderful.
time doing it. I believe that's
That's a
Saturday,
great gig,
if I'm
man.
not mistaken, December 14th, but you can add
Cool.
that.
December 14th at the
Yeah.
church studio. Tunes at noon with Grass Crack.
Right, so
Doing
that's-
a
We
hard
want to
hour
encourage
this
everybody to
weekend.
go out.
And that is a really unique gig. I know my friend Dave Barber and the group that he plays with, Larry and Wooly and some of those guys, the Moody Dudes. They played over there about a month ago, and I think I'll be playing there in May with Tony Mills
No,
when
I'll be
he's
doing-
back from Minnesota doing his singing cowboy thing, and I'll be the singing cowboys bass player. But yeah, he got that book. That was really cool. So, well, hey folks, we're gonna break away for just a second. We're gonna take a look at the commercial. We're gonna come back and we're gonna do a little learning about bluegrass. So we will be right back with the Tulsa Sound Podcast.
Stick right where you're at. The Tulsa Sound Podcast. We'll be right back.
エムズなら爽快クールかゆみを止めろメリケアエムズ無比から夏は股間がかゆくなるかゆくなったらデリケアエムズルルルルルルルかかずに直そうデリケアエムズ
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again on the Tulsa Sound Podcast.
Yes, welcome
with
back.
friends,
Welcome back.
with friends Grass
We
Crack.
are
They're
here with Grass Crack this evening.
Yeah, you know, we wrote down a couple of notes, and I'd like to kind of throw these in there and maybe get some of y'all's comments. Bluegrass music emerged in the 1940s, thanks to pioneering efforts of Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys. And Monroe is known as father of bluegrass. And he was keen on creating a sound that reflected his heritage, drawing inspiration from English, Scottish, Irish, and French folk music that had been passed down through generations in the southern United States. Now, I've got to admit, was there bluegrass established before 1940? Has the internet kind of dropped us in the middle of the album?
Possibly.
I didn't know there was going to be a pop quiz.
Well, I'm
But-
asking you, the experts, because it seemed to me
But
that
I think
quiz
the
is coming up
old-timey led
next.
right into it. You know, the Irish and Scottish, and you know, workers, railroad workers,
Right.
working alongside with the people who had the banjos.
To me, it's like what you got to look at where it developed from, because like you can always look back at artists that were before their time.
Right.
So there was probably people putting out sounds not quite
But they
what,
didn't call
what
it
we
yet.
know as bluegrass,
Right.
but
Bill and Rose Boys. Right,
you know
they
what I
call
mean.
it.
But
sure.
you know,
I wonder sometimes if bluegrass was kind of an animal of radio. In other words, now we used to just sit out there on the porch and do it, but now there's a radio station down there. Let's go down and play.
Yeah.
And I know that especially some of the guys that I've played with over the years, they had a lot of recollection of the old timers. They heard it first on the radio, and then they went and sought it out. So that's kind of interesting. I know that my influence with it was mostly from Bill Monroe, and a lot of those songs were just standards in the groups that we were in, Blue Moon in Kentucky, and all those good old things. So. Obviously, it says a typical bluegrass song features virtuosic. You want to help me out here?
Virtuistic.
Thank you. Instrumental playing, with each musician taking a turn in the spotlight through a series of breaks or solos.
True.
It's true.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I got that one right. But it does. But it also is. So
I love the
then-
way a computer
so,
just states
in,
the obvious.
In multiple choice, I would pick A. True.
Oscar wrote this, not a computer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
Ladies and
Show
gentlemen,
producer's
AI write this?
getting no
Did
credit.
AI write this?
No, I wrote
little
it.
Leon, little Leon kissed you. Well, tell us what's the next part
So a
of the
typical
quiz?
bluegrass song often features, like we said,
There's that word,
virtuosic
virtuistic. Why did you write that?
instrumental playing. But
Yeah.
it's taken a turn over the years. Lyrically, bluegrass songs tell stories about everyday life, heartache, love, nature, echoing the experiences of the people living in rural America.
There's a lot of
And sometimes
killing.
just weed.
A lot of times it was the only way to pass down stories, too.
Well,
this
that's
is
true.
how we get, our song lyrics for folk and for bluegrass and every genre, really. But it all started out as a way to keep a historical record of events that would occur.
Very cool. Well, very true. I know.
Over the years, bluegrass has evolved, right? I mean, it's incorporated elements from other genres such as jazz, blues, and gospel, creating various sub-styles. And that's what we've got a lot of going on these days with new grass and psychedelic grass, city grass.
What kind of psychedelic grass are you?
Kind of outlaw grass, punk grass.
See, I like that
punk
outlaw
grass.
punk grass.
Punk grass? I like that.
I like that.
Like a steer that needs to be shot in the head.
But the core elements of grass, bluegrass, are the instruments, the storytelling, and the energetic tempo. They've remained true to its roots. It's a genre that remains true to its roots.
That's right.
And so I have a lot of respect for the bluegrass guys. I really do.
Well, that's why we wanted to have these young men on the show today, because this is another part of our Tulsa Sound, and it's such a big deal. Every guest that we have on the show, we throw this question out: what does the Tulsa Sound mean to you? And so, what does the Tulsa Sound mean to you?
Well, we're the other Tulsa Sound now. I guess.
Yeah. Well.
But no, I think to me my favorite elements are the other musics of the Tulsa Sound.
Right on.
The Jacob Fred Jazz Odysseys.
Yeah.
The crazy punk rock bands that come out of Tulsa.
Well, last
all
week-
the great hip hop groups that have come up here.
Last week we had Kelly
and
Inslet on the show, and
yeah.
he's a metal drummer,
Yeah.
and so we were representing metal on our last show, on the Outlaw show last week, and you're absolutely right. There are so many different genres that come out of Tulsa, and a lot of times our guests, they'll say, well, it's a particular sound, but we're coming to find that it's not necessarily that. It really is more of a general kind of an attitude in a way.
Cool.
Yeah, and we know that a lot of bands that work and play out of Northeast Oklahoma have there's a particular sound, sure, but with so many different things that are out there now, it makes it so much easier to break in and do stuff and find neat places to play. I would imagine that being an acoustic band that can pick up and carry your act kind of anywhere, it makes it a little bit easier for you guys to book and consider bookings.
No excuses. Got to get out there and play.
Yeah.
Even if it's picking on the street corner, which we've done a few times.
Yeah, I feel like it makes it easier to play more like a more intimate setting with
I'd like to ask the banjo player, what is the Tulsa Sound? What does that mean to you?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Honestly, like, I wouldn't consider myself like what am I part of a sound?
I would say that
Incidentally,
you
we
are.
are. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry,
I would say, regrettably, I would say
Sorry,
no.
you're part of it.
You are part of the Tulsa Sound.
Regrettably.
You are part of the Tulsa Sound, and the funk guys, the guys that do the funk, and the guys that do piano gigs and stuff. I mean, it's all the Tulsa Sound. The laughter in a comedy club after a comedian drops a great joke, that's part of the Tulsa Sound.
That's true.
The kids that volunteer in the choruses around town and what goes on in gospel in Tulsa, that's all part of the Tulsa Sound.
That's another thing. So, how many of you guys are from Tulsa originally?
I am. Yeah.
Nathan had something to say.
It's the thread of the funk, man. It's the soul.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That's what it is.
Funk gets woven
from
into everything.
JJ Cale, there's an attention to soul and
this
being
laid
in the
back,
pocket.
laid back element of cool.
Like
too.
there's that laid back JJ Cale
Something
thing, but
that's-
the breeze type attitude. But even like when we're trying to push it, like we try and do sometimes, we try and keep the swing in the back.
Right.
That's important because we are a
Look
swing
at that smiling
town.
face up there, smiling because you
We
said
are
that.
a swing town. We
swing
put
town.
the swing in Western swing.
And definitely
That's
when we
right.
do our mid-tempo songs or slow songs, we try and really put a
A
swing
man
and
after
shuffle
my
to
own
it.
heart, with a knife. That is.
Now I want to hear from the bass player. What do
Yeah.
you think the Tulsa Sound is?
Well, I think you guys nailed it. on the head perfectly. I don't know that I can add anything
Oh,
to
come
it.
on
It
now.
says a guy who plays with Steve Liddell.
Yeah,
He is Klondike 5.
I've seen you with Klondike
Company.
5.
Yeah, that's true.
Who else? I don't
So-
know, but
so to answer your
us,
question-
thankfully.
To answer the question, I'm the Tulsa Sound.
That's right. You are the Tulsa Sound. That's
He's the-
very well put. I couldn't.
He has done it.
He is
He's
the
gone
most
there,
modest
ladies and
member
gentlemen.
of Grass
Yeah,
Crack as well.
very modest.
Well, I do know that. The reason I ask if y'all are from here, I know that a lot of our guests had. One of the things we all agree is that the music programs here in Tulsa schools were really good. If you were in a music program, you were never, kind of shorn or turned out, and that a lot of folks. I think it ultimately that's why Tulsa has a great scene, is because a lot of people are really good at this. I've lived in some places where you go and see bands and you're like, oh boy, what?
They're just learning. Like,
Can
just
I get
feels
my
like,
money back? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Like it feels
Well,
like they're just learning.
or
They're
not,
just
or
working
not
this
even,
out.
not even that they're just learning, like they don't care.
Gee,
Like
that's worse.
We're just doing our thing. We're doing our thing tonight. Not too many people came out, so.
That's
and
worse.
I've seen in Tulsa, I've seen bands playing for 2 or 3 people that were just burning the place alive.
Yeah,
And-
there's nothing like that.
Yeah, so that's something that is very unique.
You know what the thought is in the back of the head is everybody thinks, well, I don't know who those two people are, man. And one of those people could be somebody.
That's right. Could be Jim Halsey.
No, somebody else. Could be somebody I know.
Sometimes
No,
it's
that's
just-
somebody important is what I was going to say. It could be
Well,
somebody
that's a
who
great
knows
attitude
somebody.
to have. I wish more musicians would have that attitude, but sometimes it's the artist just working out emotion on stage. Whatever's
Yeah.
happened during the day, they just got to get somewhere and work it out. And
I know that's what I do.
well, it's a high art form when an artist can do that, when they can change up their set that night based on what happened during the day and just leave it bled all over the stage.
Bleed.
I mean,
Right
it is
on.
a bleed, but dang, sometimes, and those are special nights when you can witness an artist in the moment, in the middle of whatever passionate feeling they happen to be having, and then they transform their set into that. That's a gift.
Yeah.
And so it's regardless of who's in the audience. For guys like Steve Pryor would do that. If there were 2 people there, it didn't matter to him. He just needed to be there. It
Yeah.
didn't matter if there was a single soul there. He would still give the same performance. So I'm glad to see that this is a thing that's coming back, and we need more of it.
Right on.
You know.
Can I ask you about your work with the Halsey organization?
Oh, I love Jim Halsey.
Yeah,
Jim
tell us
Halsey,
about
when
that.
Well, I ran into him at BBD Brookside by day, and I was
Okay.
in between jobs and production work.
Yeah.
And he brought me on as the guy to head up his Halsey Music Institute online program when he was, was trying to launch it. So he had a whole bunch of footage, archived interviews, and things that Sherman Halsey had shot that I took to editing, and that was the bulk of the job.
Man,
that's a big job.
It was fun.
Well, it really is, and I don't think that anybody that's watching the Tulsa Sound podcast would have to be explained who Jim Halsey is, but if you're not familiar, he is a music manager and impresario, if you will, from here in our good old Tulsa town. He was manager for Roy Clark. He was instrumental in getting a lot of things put together in country music during the 60s and 70s. He was the absolute powerhouse of music in the 70s and early 80s. And his organization represented some of the biggest stars out there. As time has gone on, he has stayed very loyal to his group of guys, and even though a lot of the artists that he represented have moved on to the great gig in the sky, he still remains relevant. And I think it's when you told me that you were going to be doing that, I was like, man, that is the coolest gig that you could possibly get.
Well, I was well aware of who he was. I'd already read his book and had met him through playing at the flea market.
Wow,
Oh,
cool.
wow.
He was faced almost the day after I started reading his book, because my mom had heard about it on the radio.
Yeah.
He was face to face in front of us at the flea
Wow.
market
That's great.
with Sherman.
Wow.
With Sherman
Yeah.
at that time.
Well,
And so that was when I first met him.
that's cool.
And then things lined up later, But yeah,
An incredible opportunity, because that and getting to have access to all of that old stuff.
It's cool to be part of the old boys club. Like that was
Yes.
that old office is off of off of Sheridan. Nobody's there anymore, but the old Creasy office, and it's like there was their headquarters, and so Roy Clark was still alive and next door, and I was kind of like Dennis the Menace to him and Barbara, like coming over, hey, Mr. Wilson, and bugging him, and getting him to tell stories, and like she'd be like, "Go on now, we got work to do," and they didn't, but Oak Ridge Boys are still playing. He was going to a show, I think.
Cool.
Maybe the CMAs or something with the Oaks, so they're still doing stuff, and they got a young guy to sub in for the Oak who passed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sorry, I can't remember his name, but yeah, that was a recent loss too. Well, that's a really neat opportunity because that's the sort of stuff that other people would never get the opportunity to see or be exposed to. I know that here at the Tulsa Sound Podcast, we've decided to sort of name our new live music studio here the John Chick Memorial Live Music Studio, after John Chick, who of course was another country music superhero of Tulsa in the 60s and 70s. Some of you knew him as Mr. Zing, but then later he had his daily television show on Channel 8 every morning, like ridiculously early in the morning. But so many live groups, so many people got their very first exposure on the air and really performing like that through his show. And every year he gave up an enormous amount of time to do the Tulsa State Fair Talent Show.
Wow.
And it was a real big production back then. There was a lot of incredible talent at that show, and that was in the old educational building, which is still there, but it doesn't have a stage anymore. But we have the opportunity to see you guys playing here this evening in our live studio.
And that was great.
Can we?
Yeah, we are going to do that. We're going to be going to the live soon here. So, well, I just wanted to let you guys know, because of the way that we do our taping, the live music segment was recorded first, but you're going to see it in sequence with the show. But we'll be back after we see these incredible guys play.
Yeah, and we have
some
planned bluegrass trivia questions for you.
Yeah, we've got bluegrass trivia coming up.
So there will be a quiz.
There will be a quiz. So we'll be right back with some live music, and then we will be back here in the studio just a few minutes later. So stick around. Tulsa Sound Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tulsa Sound Podcast presents Grass Crack!
1, 2, 3, ho! West took my house and she took my car. She tried to kill me with my Martin guitar. Beaver gone bad, beaver gone bad. 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 To the head, say Kyle. Woo!
body be mine. I hate every bone in your body be mine. Beaver gone bad, 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 beaver, beaver gone bad, 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 beaver, beaver gone bad, 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 beaver, beaver gone bad, 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 beaver gone bad. Hey, oh, thanks, guys. The production crew loves you. You want us to just go right into the next?
Go on.
Okay.
Hold on, please.
Yeah.
Turn
Good
time,
for
turn
it, too.
time.
It's good for it,
It's
too.
cold in here.
Things are adjusting. Things are slack.
It's wintertime now.
I know, went from summer to winter in a week. It's better if we do. It really is. It's better for everyone when we're in tune.
I forgot to take out my gum on that one. I was. Which one
How we doing, guys, with the headphones? How we doing, guys, with headphones?
There's a time.
There's a slime, there's a mime.
There's always a mind.
Ready, Colton?
Sure.
2, 3, ho! There is a time for love and laughter. The days will pass like summer storms. The winter wind will follow after. There is love and love is warm. There is a time for us to wander. Time is young and so are we. The woods are greener over yonder. The path is new, the world is free. Come on, pal. Oh, yeah. So do your wrong in the springtime. You'll find your love in summer sun. The woods will come and bring a harvest. You can sleep when the day is done. There is a time for us to wander. The time is young and so are we. The woods are greener over yonder. The path is new, the world is free. Come on, go. Come on, dobro. There is a time for us to wander. When time is young and so are we. The woods are greener over yonder. The path is new, the world is free. The path is new, the world is free. The path is new, the world is free. Thanks, guys. Thank you, thank you. Hit it and get it. That's what they say. Just get it. Rube, what it do? Rube, what it do? How you doing, Rube? Did you guys know I work stagehand stuff with Ruben?
That's what he was saying.
Oh, he blew it. He's gonna talk about it on the show. It was gonna be news. You blew my wad, Rube.
Damn.
We're just cutting this shit out.
That was the big thing I was going to talk about. That was what I was hoping to talk about the most.
I don't think that's really hard to do at your age, Nathan.
You'd be surprised. You ever heard of that, honey? Anyways, here we go.
Here we go.
What are we doing? Ryder?
Let's Ryder and D. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Something. My thing's not clipping on there, so did anybody got a clip on to it?
I do.
Well, thank you, man.
Spring busted.
You're a team player.
Guys.
You're a team player.
It's not even on 440.
It's
Is
like
it?
team players.
What? It wasn't on 440.
Oh, is it? Doesn't- it didn't-
You know, I've heard if 442 is better than 440.
You tuned to 440? Oscar?
Or is it 444?
Exclusively?
It's supposed to be with the earth and the
The flat.
There it was.
something.
Because it's flat. Earth
Oh,
is
yeah.
flat, so we,
Oh, yeah.
we flatten it up a little bit. Have step.
The waves just keep going. They don't ever.
Build the wall.
Welcome to the Bluegrass Show. Tulsa Sound. This is what it's like the Bluegrass Show. They have to wait in between songs patiently. This next one's a good old hippie tune. This isn't ours. This is more you. Yeah. So, but really, it's a folk song. Like
folk song,
Reagan's,
yeah.
no, there is no traced author.
Nobody knows. Probably from Ireland.
So, but this is special to you because you said you like it.
Yeah, I'm a deadhead for sure.
You are? Okay, good deal. Y'all ready?
Yep.
We've been rolling. Oh my god. We're freaking pros. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I know you're right, gonna
song.
Yeah.
Let's do one more.
Let's do one more. Thank you.
Indeeds.
Indeed, I know.
Dates.
Oh, and dates.
Dates. Is that snarky?
I swear, one of these days I'm gonna get y'all too.
A real tuner.
Hey, Christmas is coming. Yeah,
Christmas
I'm gonna get y'all
is coming.
$25.99, man. Sweetwater.com right there.
Christmas is coming, and I'm going
One thing about playing a dobro, it don't go out of 10. If it is, you just slide on up, slide on
Like that
up.
guy, Mighty Mighty Boss
Just
Tones.
do it, man.
Yeah, why are there even frets?
Just so you can look at it.
Remember they had that guy? They had a guy that danced.
If not, it's a bad day. It's a bad day.
That one.
All the marijuana.
That's how I got this mark
All
on
the
the
ska
sky.
bands.
I was around the campfire. I couldn't see the front, so I kept leaning towards the end, and the next day I'm like, oh yeah, I burned it up.
You know what's cool about when we play live is that we just jabber through that whole part.
yeah.
So it's
Jibber
like
jabber.
bullshit. You get your ears full of bullshit. You know?
What? This is
What?
This is the
Learn important
serious stuff here, man.
All right, this one's called All the Marijuana.
Yeah.
All right, so it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I grew up in the hills of Oklahoma. I got my seed from my granddad before me. Born is great if you wanna be broke, but if you wanna make some real money, you gotta grow some smoke. Oh, the marijuana, me and Grandma were rolling. Oh, the marijuana, me and Grandpa could ever smoke. Come on, banjo, let's smoke. Well, in the spring when you put it in the ground, pretty soon it's gonna pop up all around. In the fall when you harvest it on down, you gotta take it into town and you sell it by the pound. Hey, oh, the marijuana, me and Grandpa ever wanted. Oh, the marijuana, me and Grandpa could ever smoke. Come on, oh, let's go. Hey, they tried to get me for possession. They tried to get me for cultivation. But they couldn't catch me. No, they tried to get me. All they got me for was tax evasion for selling all the marijuana me and Grandpa ever wanted. All the marijuana me and Grandpa could never smoke. All the marijuana me and Grandpa ever wanted. All the marijuana me and Grandpa could ever smoke. You.
Ladies and gentlemen, Grass Crack! Woo! Thank you guys so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a gentleman right here that I've known for years, and he's a good friend of mine, Mr. Nathan Gray, and he plays that little Portuguese guitar. Nathan, why don't you introduce the guys here?
Eric, thank you
Step
very
up
much.
that
My
mic
name's
and you
Nathan
do
Gray.
your
As he
thing.
said, this is a cavaquinho, and to my left we have on the dobro Mr. Kyle Dismukes. Next to him on the 5-string banjo, that's Mr. Colt Billingsly. Colt.
And over there thumping that big bass thing, that's Mr. Matthew Helter Skelton on the bass.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much. We will be right back after a short commercial message here to talk with these guys. Remember, the Tulsa Sound Podcast. Bow.
All life is a struggle. There are challenges to meet. You'll need a clear head and a strong body. So stay off drugs.
That's right. Say no to crack so you can live.
Be a winner. Stay off crack. For more information, call the state's toll-free number, 1-800-522-5353.
All right, and we're back. We're back, man. That was great. You guys are great.
Man, that was good
How
stuff.
do you do it?
How about that rider? How about that I know you rider? Wow.
Yeah, how about that? Hey, audience, shut up. Thank you. Okay. So, I'm sorry, folks.
Harsh on them, huh?
What an incredible
Rough on
set.
them, huh?
What an incredible set.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you guys really. I mean, that's so good, and it's good seeing somebody beat a bass like it needs to be beaten, man.
Sometimes you got to beat it like it owes you money.
That's
Do
right.
it. You do it. Well, folks, we hope that you really enjoyed that as much as we do. And now we are going to jump right into our next segment, which is Bluegrass Trivia.
Hey, a little bluegrass trivia for you this evening. All right, Mr. Eck, let's get right into it.
Let's get into that.
Let's start out easy.
Okay.
All right, to the panel, and that's you four.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Question: who is known as the father of bluegrass
Bill
music?
Monroe. Are we?
Bill Monroe.
Bill Monroe. Nathan's got Bill Monroe.
Bill Monroe is
All
right.
right. All
Oh,
right.
you got it.
Oh, it's there.
Man.
It's there.
Okay. Question number 2. What instrument is famously associated with Earl Scruggs?
Banjo.
Banjo player.
Banjo!
That's right. I knew you'd come in on that.
I knew
Excellent.
it too,
Excellent.
By the way. I just was like,
Okay. Let's go. I'm
Okay. Question number 3. Which female artist is called the Queen of Bluegrass?
Alison Krauss.
Oh, we have
Rhonda Vincent.
Rhonda Vincent. As the artist. That's right. Queen of Bluegrass is Rhonda Vincent. But I would have gone with Alison Krauss.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Who's Robert Plant's girlfriend? Oh, Alison Krauss. Yeah. All right. Whole lot of love there. Yeah.
In what year did the first Bluegrass Festival occur?
You talked about it earlier. I'm going to say what you said earlier.
Go for it.
Yeah. 1940?
No.
1965.
Whoa.
1965.
Man, those hippies do love bluegrass music.
That was the first festival. Okay.
Festival.
Yes, yes. Okay, question 5. What is the traditional bluegrass guitar style called?
Yeah.
Flat picking.
Flat picking is
picking?
correct.
Flat picking is correct.
Flat picking is
Nice.
correct. All right, question number 6. Which song is considered the unofficial anthem of bluegrass music?
Man of Constant Sorrow.
Could you please state that as a
Or-
question?
No. I
Blue
get
Moon of
to.
Kentucky.
Doesn't get to. Or was that Rocky Top?
We have the answer as Blue Moon of Kentucky.
Blue Moon of Kentucky.
Blue Moon of
Blue Moon of
Kentucky.
Kentucky. No points.
I
No
said Man of
points.
Constant Sorrow or
But
Blue
Man's-
Moon of Kentucky.
yeah, I think that Man of Constant Sorrow should be in there too. All right, question 7.
Billie Jean.
I said wag a wheel.
What is the, question number 7, guys? What is the name of the band that Bill Monroe founded?
Oh, come on.
Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys.
The Bluegrass Boys.
Bluegrass
it is.
Boys it is.
That's right.
Another point.
Okay. As we are on a roll, question: which famous bluegrass festival is held annually in North Carolina?
Could you be more specific with the question?
It is the most famous
The big one.
of all bluegrass festivals, and it's held annually in North Carolina.
North Carolina. Would that be the North Carolina Bluegrass Festival?
It is Merle Fest.
Oh, Pearl Fest. Of course.
I'm gonna tell you what it's not. Winfield.
yeah, Winfield. Yeah,
That's the one. That's
is
the big
that
one
thing
around
still
here.
going? Is that
What?
okay? So here we go. On the next question, question number 9. Which artist had a bluegrass album titled "The Grass Is Blue"?
The New Grass Revival?
John Hartford.
Oh, he's saying John Hartford.
Dolly Parton is the answer. to
Dolly
that.
Parton, ladies and gentlemen. Dolly Parton. Dolly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Question number 10. What is the typical key for the song Foggy Mountain Breakdown?
That would be God's key, the key of G.
That's right.
Key of G, ladies and
Key
gentlemen.
of G.
Key of G.
The Lord's key.
That's right.
Okay, this is a great question.
416.2.
Which instrument is not typically found in a bluegrass band?
A cavaquinho?
Tuba. Tuba.
Tuba. Acceptable. What else?
Oh.
Drums.
Hell to no drum.
Number one answer is piano.
Just say no to drums, and that would include that filthy piano. Leon, you're out. Leon's not happy. Sorry,
pissed.
brah.
He's pissed, bro.
Well, I'll tell you. Okay.
All right. Let's see.
What's next? We're ready. We're ready here.
What is the high-pitched harmony singing style in bluegrass called?
That's that high, lonesome sound.
That is correct.
That
the high and
drunk guy.
lonesome
He's
sound.
high. He's lonesome.
Hey,
He's
the banjo
high.
player's
Infamous
hot.
song.
He's
High.
hot. Who wrote the bluegrass classic "Man of Constant Sorrow"?
That,
You know this one. You just told me.
yeah, I know. I've been listening to him.
Starts with a D.
Could you please
No,
state the
it's-
answer as a
it's
question? Could you please state the question as an answer?
Dan Tominski.
Yeah.
The answer is Emery Arthur.
Emery
wrote it?
Arthur.
Emery Arthur
Who wrote it? But
originally
all right,
wrote-
can we? Who was the voice? Dan Tominski. Who performed it? Who was George Clooney? That's Dan Tominski. He's the man who made the song. He might not wrote
George
it, but
Clooney,
he made,
Mr.
he
Clooney.
made the song.
Mr. Clooney.
Mr. Clear. Yeah, well.
Dan Tominski.
Oh,
Okay. What is Alison Krauss's primary instrument?
Robert Plant.
No.
Alison Krauss plays the fiddle.
That is correct, sir.
Oh!
That is correct. She plays the fiddle. Which festival is considered the oldest continuous bluegrass festival in the world?
Bean Blossom.
That is correct. The Bean
Indiana.
Blossom Festival is
Man,
the
you know
oldest
your shit over there. I
continuous-
gotta tell you, are cleaning up tonight. Wait till you see what your prize is. Okay, go ahead.
What is the name of the famous bluegrass venue in Nashville, Tennessee?
Oh well, that's
the
the
Grand Ole
Ryman.
Opry.
Ryman.
The answer, number one answer is the Station Inn.
Oh, the station.
Oh, the Station
Station
Inn, ladies and
Inn.
gentlemen, Station Inn.
in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Which John Hartford song became famous through the TV show The Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour?
He,
Tall buildings.
Your
Gentle on
door's
my mind. Gentle on my
always-
mind.
Gentle on My Mind is the top answer, yes. That is correct. Gentle
Your
on My
door's
Mind
always open and you pass
by
the
Glenn
freedom
Campbell.
walk.
I
Hi,
like his
folks,
version
I'm
better.
Glenn Campbell.
All right.
I like John's version better.
What is the term for improvisational lead guitar playing in bluegrass music?
Picking,
Flat picking.
flat picking.
Answer is breaks or solos.
Oh, breaks or solos. Like
That's
a break
right.
dancer. Break dancing and bluegrass ever been done together?
Definitely.
So who
Good.
co-wrote Gentle on My Mind with Glenn Campbell?
Jimmy Webb.
John Hartford.
John Farford.
Old Johnny Farford.
Okay, so which group is known for popularizing Rocky Top?
That would be the Osborne brothers.
That is correct.
The
The Osborne
Osbournes.
Brothers. Number one answer, Osborne Brothers.
Not to be confused with the Osmond brothers.
It'd be cool to see them in a fight.
I'm glad you're on our team.
The Osborne
this
Brothers
corner.
versus the Osmond Brothers, refereed by Ozzy Osbourne.
All right now.
So what is the nickname for bluegrass music played with more modern influence and styles?
Crap.
Newgrass.
That is newgrass.
Newgrass.
Newgrass
New
is
crack.
the correct answer.
Like the Newgrass Revival.
Like the new crack.
Yes. All right, here. In what decade did Bill Monroe form the Bluegrass Boys?
I'm going to say in the late 40s.
That is correct. 1940s. That is correct.
The 40s.
Yes.
Oh,
Late
well, that's
40s.
pretty general.
Okay.
Radio.
Well, just ask for the decade.
We'll take 40s for 20.
In the 20th century.
All right. Here's a great question. Number 23. Which band is known for the progressive bluegrass hit "If I Needed You"?
Newgrass Revival.
That is correct. Newgrass Revival. These boys know their bluegrass.
They got it, man. They're
Man,
the
I'm
real
telling you
deal.
what.
I told you.
All right, moving on to the
You
last
would
question.
not stump him. This will be your. This last question is a bonus question.
Last question
is worth 100
bonus questions,
points.
double 100 points.
100 points.
100 internet points.
Thank you,
Points, guys. I'm gonna spin them.
Okay, so which bluegrass artist was married to June Carter before Johnny Cash? He was married to June Carter before Johnny Cash.
Can we get a hint what instrument was played?
Oh God.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
June Carter maybe play with like
I think he played guitar.
Earl Scruggs. That's my guess.
The answer is Carl Smith.
Carl Smith for 100
Carl
points.
Smith was married to June Carter before Johnny Cash.
Well, so we know what about Johnny. Oh, well, I can tell you guys. So you scored tonight over 170 points.
Wow.
And, of course, you know what that's good for. Absolutely nothing. But we love you, and thank you so much for playing. Well, wasn't that fun, guys? So, man, it's been so great having you guys here tonight.
Thank you.
And
absolutely,
you know, I wish Dan the Man could have made it out.
know.
I wish everybody could have been here, but you know, it's at the same time, we do tape on a funny night here, you know, and so
we're just glad you guys were able to make it.
we're just glad
And
you
it's
guys
so high
made it.
up. That's part of it.
Well, that's right. You know, the elevator ride. Maybe that was the thing. You know,
He's afraid of heights.
He is afraid of heights. As tall as he is, you know, it is.
It's weird
it
when
is
he gets up higher.
Lofty, I'll tell you what. But anyway, folks. Well, listen, we are so glad that you tuned in with us here this week on the Tulsa Sound Podcast. Hasn't this been fun?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Ruben, for all your hard work
Thank you,
behind
Ruben,
the
over
board.
there.
Before
You've
you
been
thank
over
me, I think someone behind you has something.
Oh, I got something for you guys.
Oh, what do we got? What do
well,
we
Ruben
got
noticed. Here we go. Well, I got a couple. We got a couple souvenirs here for you guys.
Oh, look at this.
Here we go. Go to
Well,
Oscar,
I'm going to
man,
open up
and,
my gift and see what it is. Oh,
of
this
course
is
the
the Grass
copy.
Crack.
There you are.
This is the Grass Crack the Hits album.
Yeah.
And guys, you want to get how can they get their hands on this CD?
Well, to get the CD, come to our shows. Come holler
Okay.
at us, or you can actually buy it online. You can
Okay.
you can purchase downloads, but it's available through all major
Love it.
platforms.
This looks
like
like
I
it'll
said,
fit
you
me,
can
too.
hear it on iTunes and
Look at
Spotify,
that artwork.
Pandora.
It's
and all
really
that.
nice. This is a great
Wonderful.
package. And you know, your tip of the hat to the dead Kennedys here is
That's what it is.
That's
Homage
some
to
great
the-
stuff for me. We'll
Oh,
put it
yeah.
here by Little Leon, and let's take a look at this. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
so
look
you
at
got
this.
Punk rock swag,
Oh
punk
boy,
grass swag.
We
man.
certainly appreciate it.
This is so cool. This is so cool.
think
Voila,
Yeah,
voila.
give it a good shot to the middle
That's
camera.
right. Go out and get your Grass Crack
Yeah.
T-shirt. Go out and see these guys
Go out
playing
and
at the Colony, playing at the Mercury Lounge.
When you go to your favorite bar and you see some lame band up there, go to your bartender and say, I know these bluegrass guys are really great, and they will pay you $500 to play at your club. Oh, wait, no. If you pay that, well, anyway, just tell your bartenders and waitresses, hey, man, we would really like to see more acts like Grass Crack, and see if that, you know, kind of gets a thing going here, because I love these guys, and I've worked with Nathan OG for 15 years.
Yeah.
We first worked together at the BOK Center over there doing television and stuff. Nathan is, of course, TV editor guy, but also a great cameraman. He was the live camera dude
Wireless
for
camera
for the cheerleaders there for many years.
Or the BOK, the whole BOK
the
arena.
whole BOK arena. So
for almost 10 years.
he's
yeah.
probably run 12,000 stairs in that time, if not more. And so we go way back. But I'm so glad you guys got to be here tonight. And thank you so much for coming on.
Guys. We certainly
very much.
appreciate you
Thank
guys
you,
coming
Austin.
into the studio.
You
It's an
betcha.
honor and a privilege to have you guys here.
Oh, the honor was all ours.
All right. Well, for all of us here at the Tulsa Sound Podcast, including Frisbee Rubin over there behind the board,
Thank you,
Howdy,
Ruben.
and brother Oscar here, we want to thank you guys for checking us out. And remember, hit like, hit subscribe, hit
That's right. Go
Hit
out
it
and
rich.
see Tulsa Sound music.
Go out and see the Tulsa
some
Sound.
bands.
because that's
for
what
you.
it's all about here at the,
The
Tulsa Sound
Podcast.
Turn up that music, boy.
What do I do with my hands?